Good morning, students. Before starting with third part of our lesson number 4, environmental balance of EVS 1, we will just revise previous part. As I explain you, a food chain shows a simple feeding relationship. Example, here I show the sun, grass, rabbit, fox, etc. All the food chains start with the energy from the sun. Because plant produce their own food, they are called producers, or we can say them as autotrophs. The energy is then passed on to animal when they eat the plants. Many animals in the environment eat only plants. Because these animals are the first to take the food energy from the plant, they are called primary consumers, or we can call them as herbivores. Deer, rabbit, all these are the primary consumers. Some of these primary consumers have predators, other animals that feed on them. Animals that eat primary consumers are called secondary consumers or carnivores. So far this is a straightforward food chain, but in reality it is more complicated than that. If we observe this picture carefully, we can say that so many food chain interconnected to each other because of the common prey or predator. Like here, see this picture carefully. Grasshopper eaten by frog and rat. Frog and rat eaten by snakes. Rat and rabbit have other predators like kite. So they are making the web-like structure called the food web. This thing I already explained you. So we can say that food web allow us to see the interdependence of species and biodiversity of an ecosystem. Now we will go ahead with the next part, that is the most important food in the food chain, nothing but the plants. Plants are the most important part of the food chain because they prepare food for themselves and hence are the starting point of the food chain. Here I have shown you three food chain. All are started with the plant only because plant are autotrophs. They making their own food. On that food the primary consumer and secondary consumer depends. Everyone clear with this? Okay. Many animals in the environment eat only plants. Other animals eat the animals that live on plants. If the plants prepare their own food, does it mean they are not depend on any other living things? Yes, they are depend on the other things for their survival. Plants make their own food in the presence of sunlight using water and carbon dioxide from the air. It means that plants are the main support of every food chain. Now we will start with the environmental balance. There are many food chains in our environment. Because of these food chains, every living things get the food it needs and therefore continue to live. Along with the sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll, plants also need lot of manure to make food. All this manure come from dead leaves, dead plants, dead animals and excreta of animals. As a result, substances that help the growth of plants are formed and get added to soil. Plants use them for their growth. So we can say that living things depend on other living things and non-living things for their life. All the dead matter and excreta is first converted into useful manure and compost before plant use it. Who does this job for the plants? Yes, you are right. Some microorganisms and worms. Some living forms are tiny, but we can see them like worm. This worm convert dead matter into compost called vermicompost. All these are the worms which are shown in this picture. Some living things which also help in making manure are very tiny. We cannot see them with our naked eyes. These are called microorganisms. They present everywhere, in the air, in the soil, in the water, things around us, inside our body, everywhere. Micro means very tiny. So these organisms are very tiny. So we call them as microorganisms. They help us and the whole environment in many ways. All the living things which help in converting dead matter into useful nutrients for the plant are known as decomposers. So all the leaves, caterpillar or snake or owl, when they dead, that time at the end decomposed by the decomposers, and convert all this dead material into nutrients. This nutrient utilized by the plant for their growth. They decompose or break down all the dead matter and excreta of animals into nutrients. As a result, substances that help the growth of plant are formed and get added to the soil. The plants use them for their growth. Thus, plants use substance in the soil for their growth, and when plants and animals die, the decomposition of their remains added their substance to the soil once again. This is the decomposition cycle carried out by the microorganisms. This is an important cycle in the environment because plants get all the minerals, nutrients and water from the soil, and these nutrients they get because of the microorganism. Everyone clear with this? Okay. Also, living things get a continuous supply of water because of the water cycle. Now we will start talking about the cycle of oxygen and carbon dioxide between plants and animals. But before that, you're supposed to give me answer of this question. Why we should plant more and more trees? The answer is here. The living things use oxygen from the air for breathing and give out carbon dioxide gas. Plants use this carbon dioxide from the air for making their food. Oxygen is given out in this process and get added to the air again. This too is a cycle in nature. So we can say that trees contribute to their environment by providing oxygen, improving air quality. Trees take in carbon dioxide and produce the oxygen we breathe. That's why we're supposed to plant more and more tree to get fresh air. Everyone clear? Okay. There are several other such cycle in the nature like water cycle, nitrogen cycle, cycle of the oxygen and carbon dioxide between plants and animals, etc. There is interaction amongst the living things and between living and non-living things in nature. That I already explained you. Living things like plants, animals, microorganisms and non-living things like water, soil, air, minerals, light. So many times the living thing depend upon the other living thing. Like we can say regarding the plants and animals, plant gives us oxygen and in the replacement of that we are giving the carbon dioxide which utilized by plant for making their own food. Simultaneously, plant require water, sunlight, minerals for their growth. So, living things and many times non-living things depend upon each other. This helps to maintain the food chain in the environment. When the various cycle in the environment go on uninterrupted, environmental balance gets maintained. So student, always remember that for the existence of living things, it is important that environmental balance is maintained. So what we have learned from this lesson? There are innumerable types of living things on earth. There is interaction between living and non-living things in the environment. Different kinds of animals, plants and microorganisms are found in the different region of the earth. The water cycle, various other cycles and food chains in the nature help to maintain the balance in the environment. This balance has been maintained for thousands of years. Hope all you are clear with this lesson. Okay, thank you.